Hello everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel, and in today's presentation video we are going to discuss about the chemistry of water. This video is part of a series of videos which is primarily going to be focused on the properties of water and its applications. This presentation is the first part of the water series. This slide shows you the brief overview of the contents that will be discussed in today's presentation. Water is abundantly prevalent in living organisms. Water covers around 71% of the Earth's surface, and it's mainly the seas and oceans. Water has the ability to exist in three common states of matter, which is solid, liquid and gas. Liquid water is necessary for life to thrive and flourish. The field of hydrology is dedicated to study the movement and distribution of water throughout the surface of the Earth. Water is present in almost all foods that we see around, except for the ones which have gone through means to remove it. Water provides a distinct texture to the food, and it also contributes to the crisp and turgor nature of fruits and vegetables. For some food products, such as potato chips, salt, or sugar, lack of water is an important aspect of their quality, and keeping water out of such foods is important to maintain quality. To begin with this section of the presentation, we are firstly going to state the chemical formula for water, which is H2O. Water is a polar and inorganic compound, which means that it does not have carbon present in it. At room temperature, the state of water will be in the liquid form. Water is a polar molecule because of the bond angles between hydrogen and oxygen. Water contains strong covalent bonds that hold the two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom together. The oxygen can be regarded to be at the center of a tetrahedron, with a bond angle of 105 between the two hydrogen atoms in liquid water and a larger angle of 109 between the hydrogens in ice. This arrangement of the atoms causes one side of the molecule to be positively charged, whereas the other side will be negatively charged. This results in the polarity of the water molecule. A hydrogen bond is a weak bond between polar compounds where a hydrogen atom of one molecule is attracted to an electronegative atom of another molecule. Because of this, the slightly positively charged hydrogen is able to form a hydrogen bond with a negatively charged oxygen. The bond angles gives the molecule a distinguished V-shape. Due to its V-shape, each molecule of water can form up to 4 hydrogen bonds with its nearest neighbors. Each hydrogen atom can form one hydrogen bond, but the oxygen atom can form 2, which results in a 3-dimensional lattice in ice. When we heat ice, the temperature gradually increases in relation to the amount of heat being applied. The specific heat of water signifies the energy required to raise the temperature of the water. The energy is measured using joules or in calories. The specific heat capacity applies to raising 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. The specific heat capacity of water is 1 cal per gram degree Celsius. What this means is that it takes 100 calories to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water from 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. The latent heat of fusion, on the other hand, represents the energy required in order to convert 1 gram of ice to water at 0 degrees. The energy applied is 80 calories, which means that for 1 gram of ice the freezing point will absorb 80 calories when it is changing to the liquid state of matter. Both the specific heat and latent heat for water are fairly high compared with most substances, and this is an important consideration when water is used as a medium of heat transfer. Because of the high specific heat capacity of water, the sea remains cooler in comparison to the sand. This means that to heat up water at the same temperature as the sand we require more energy. When we look around us in nature, we find that water is abundantly present everywhere, and it also exists in various different forms. The human body itself is composed of up to 60% water. Water is vital to the human body as it helps regulate the cellular processes. It allows our body to maintain and regulate a constant body temperature. Most natural foods contain water up to 70% of their weight or greater unless they are dehydrated, and fruits and vegetables contain water up to 95% or greater. Water that can be extracted easily from foods by squeezing or cutting or pressing is known as free water, whereas water that cannot be extracted easily is termed as bound water. For instance, if you were to squeeze grapes, we can easily extract the liquid. However, bound water means that it does not have the ability to freely act as a solvent. Other properties of bound water are that they freeze below the freezing point of water. They also do not exhibit vapor pressure, and lastly, their density is more than of free water. An example of bound water is the water present in cacti or pine tree needles. The water cannot be squeezed or pressed out. Extreme desert heat or a winter freeze does not negatively affect bound water, and the vegetation remains alive. Water molecules bind to polar groups or ionic sites on molecules such as starches, pectins, and proteins. Water closest to these molecules is held most firmly, the subsequent water layers are held less firmly and are less ordered, until finally the structure of free water prevails. Water can also be entrapped, and this happens when it is bound to gels or in fruits and vegetables as well. Entrapped water is immobilized in capillaries or cells, but if released during cutting or damage, it flows freely. Entrapped water has properties of free water and no properties of bound water. Thank you for watching this video and please subscribe for more. Videos will be posted every Friday.